took note that if income goes up, right, this is my change in AE naught, which is due to C1Y. Alright, okay? In fact, to be specific, is C1 change in Y because income went up. So this amount of AE that has gone up is due to C1Y. So this is the case when B1 is 0, when income goes up. Can you see my diagram is actually explaining this? Right, an increase in income, AE went from A to B because households spend a fraction of the new income. That is change in AE. Then, now AE is steeper. Okay, AE is steeper. Right, so intercept is unchanged, right, according to your equation. But the line is steeper. So let's call this AE1, where now B1 is positive. Okay, so graphical method, you must be very precise. You are saying that you have the same income, but now you have A prime.
The AEU
Okay, then at income Y2, you have B prime. So you are saying that you have the same increase in income, okay, you have the same increase in income, you travel from A prime to B prime. This amount is the change in AE1. Alright, what triggered this change was due to C1 change in Y, household behavior, and the firm's behavior, B1 change in Y. So this is graphical method. Okay, which I find that in exam condition, a lot of people cannot draw this. They only can draw a steeper line and they don't know what to do already. Alright, so that's why I prefer students to do maths with written analysis. It's easier. Diagrams don't always prove to be easy. If you don't know what to do to it, you will only have a steeper line. But the examiner will say, so, steeper means what? Steeper means change in AE is larger because there are two components. The same increase in income had a consumption going up and also investment going up. Alright, okay? But in the exam, you can do all of them in 10 minutes, that's perfect. But we must know, not all of us can do all of them in 10 minutes. Then, do without the diagram. Alright, drawing this kind of diagram takes skill. To you, it's easy, but when you are stressed in the exam, you do not know what to change. A lot of people do funny things with the diagram and they don't know it went wrong. Okay, alright, so this is the discussion of aggregate expenditure. Therefore, it's affected, right, by components of spending. If firms now react to income, AE is steeper, but the economic intuition is change in AE is larger. Okay, now let's do the second part. Okay, how does it affect when now you have income tax? Okay, so I'm not going to go in detail already. I'm going to give you just the key function. So exercise 2. Okay, so now your T1 is positive. Okay, now for convenience, you can still assume T bar is positive. Alright, if you didn't assume, you let T bar be 0, it's fine one. Okay, so you write out your consumption function, C0 plus C1. Be very careful. Y must minus lump sum tax must minus proportional tax. This is examiner's favorite question because examiner knows a lot of students will forget to put income. A lot of times students merely put in, okay, minus T1. So you must remind yourself T1 is a percentage. Alright, it's a percentage out of your income. Okay, then investment is just I bar, government spending G bar. Okay, so you put in your assumptions yourself, then you write in your AE, C plus I plus G. So if I group the constant together, C0 minus C1 T bar plus I bar plus G bar. So what do you see? You have the same vertical intercept. Alright, so if you impose proportional tax, it doesn't affect the intercept of AE, But now if you look at the slope, must be very, very careful, alright? It will be C1y, okay? Right? And C1T1y. That is why examiner likes to test this concept. So it will become C1 minus C1T1y. So the next mistake that students make is they forgot the C1 here. Okay? Or sometimes, okay, if you don't want to write this, you can write it as 1 minus T1 C1y. It's the same. Either one of them. Whichever you are comfortable. Alright? But the point is there is a C1. Okay? So if you treat T1 just like an alphabet, you don't care about the concept, the examiner knows. You see? So to you it's maths, but to examiner he knows you don't have concept. Is he ready to even pass you? No. Okay? So in this case you can see the occurrence of T1 affects the slope. So how does it affect? You put in the variables. You compare 1 minus T1 C1 with C1. Clearly this is smaller. Alright, okay, you can put a value 0.1 inside. This one was of course smaller than the one on the right. So you know that the AE is flatter. The meaning of flatter means change in AE is smaller. Alright, so we don't just want to say, oh, the slope drops. Always remember there must be economic analysis. So why is that so? Previously, repeat again, if you don't have tax, and income goes up, consumption will increase by C1y and AE will go up. Right? So you always explain the standard analysis first. No tax. This is what AE will react, right? Each time income goes up. And do you realize in my lecture I always say income goes up because our eyes can follow from left to right. And our brain will always know everything grows. So don't be gay here and put income drop. You kill yourself, man. Okay? Then now if T1 is positive, what does it mean? Income goes up. You still want to spend by C1y, but okay, you need to pay T1 C1y. So in other words, increase in C is smaller. Right? You still want to spend so much, but you also must pay this amount of income tax. So the net effect is increase in C is smaller, increase in AE is smaller. Can you see? Again, this is analysis. Right? There is a behavior of household. Right? He wants to spend, but he is now limited by the income tax. Okay? So, do not fall back on your old tricks that you learned maybe in your poly days, JC days, or intro to econs. You cannot say my equation says so. Okay? Up to now, nothing is to be memorized. Right? The thing you memorize is the CIG function, that's all. And the concept I keep teaching you is slope and intercept. Right? Okay? So if you master this tool well, you realize it helps a lot. You literally don't memorize things. You rearrange the equation and then you can see how the variable affect the equation. Okay, so exercise 2, page 5.